fight fans, welcome back.
Now what they gonna say? They always talk, I'm the best fighter in the world.
I just wanna thank everybody for your support. Thank you, and I'm sorry for waiting that much, but you know, I need to do my doping and all that stuff. But thank you so much, everybody. I'm so happy because I did.
Fighters have.
You know, Canelo's a tremendous talent. I respect everybody's opinion, and I don't never think me and Canelo will fight. He's 160.
Ladies and gentlemen, boxing enthusiasts all over, get ready for what could be the most exciting clash in the annals of the sport. We're talking about the probable mega fight between two of boxing's pound-for-pound kings, Terence "Bud" Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez. This is more than simply a bout. It's a seismic event that may fundamentally rock the boxing scene. Let's examine the profiles of these two fighters. Originating from Omaha, Nebraska, Terence Crawford has
what I'm supposed to do, right? And I feel great. I feel great, and I'm so happy.
All right, if you please raise your hand. We'll now open questions up to media.
Canelo, directly right here in front of you, straight ahead of you. Right here, Canelo.
overcome many weight categories and shown unmatched talent and flexibility. Crawford has shown again and again that he is a force to be reckoned with, having a perfect record. Conversely, there is Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Guadalajara, Mexico, having several world championships in many weight classes. Canelo's resume is evidence of his brilliance, power, accuracy, and ring knowledge taken together have made him a household name and a living legend in the sport. The buzz, a $700 million spectacle. Let's now focus on numbers. The boxing fraternity is abuzz with reports of this battle being valued.
68, 175, you know, I'm just 147, so I'll never see that fight ever really happen.
Valued at a stunning $600 million. Indeed, you heard correctly. This amount isn't only about the fighters' purses. It incorporates pay-per-view profits, sponsorships, and worldwide broadcasting rights. Such a figure would make this battle one of the most profitable in boxing history, rivaling the likes of Mayweather versus Pacquiao. One of the most fascinating parts of this possible clash.
Terence Crawford, his name keeps coming up, and I know he's a lot smaller than you. Is that a fight that you would ever consider under any circumstance?
You know, I always say if the fight make sense, why not? But he's not in the plan.
Is the weight at which these two champions would meet. Crawford, who has lately been fighting at super welterweight, would need to go up to super middleweight, 168 pounds, to meet Canelo, who presently holds championships in that class. This leap in weight class raises doubts about how Crawford's quickness and agility would perform against Canelo's power and stature. The path to completing this megafight has been everything but straightforward. Reports have emerged concerning Canelo's huge financial demands to make this fight materialize. According to insiders, Canelo has set an asking price of $150 million to face Crawford. This substantial...
It's not in the plan. Okay. Is there a specific reason for it? Is it because of his size, or it won't do anything for you in terms of pushing you toward your goals?
You know, like I say, if it makes sense, maybe. I don't know right now. I just gonna enjoy this fight. And
payment has led to heated talks and bargaining behind the scenes. In reaction to these requests, Terence Crawford didn't hold back. He questioned Canelo's readiness to take the fight, claiming that if he genuinely felt Crawford was easy work, he would have taken the offer without hesitation. Crawford's statements have added gasoline to the fire, heightening the anticipation for this possible battle. Beyond the financial repercussions, this struggle is about legacy. For Crawford, going up to face a fighter of Canelo's quality would be a massive task and a chance to solidify.
please let me enjoy this fight, and then you're gonna know what is next for sure.
Do you feel like, you said you weren't happy with the Ryder performance. Do you feel you got back to what made you Canelo?
Solidify his legacy as one of the all-time greats. For Canelo, going on an unbeaten champion like Crawford presents a chance to further consolidate his reputation and quiet any residual critics. The idea of this clash has fans worldwide on the edge of their seats. Social media platforms are humming with discussions, predictions, and enthusiasm. The entire boxing community is excited to watch a confrontation of this scale. One that offers not just high-level talent and strategy but also the raw drama that makes boxing so riveting. While the battle is still in the negotiating process, speculation regarding the site is wild. Given the scope of this event, it's planned to be staged in a venue that can handle the large worldwide audience it will draw. Las Vegas, frequently considered the boxing capital of the world, is a potential option, but other foreign cities are also in the mix, each fighting for the privilege of hosting this historic event. As of today, the boxing world watches with bated breath. The conversations are underway, and although there are challenges to overcome, the sheer scale of this prospective clash gives considerable incentive for all parties concerned to find common ground. So, boxing fans, what do you think? Is this a battle you'd want to see? How do you see it playing out if these two legends get into the ring? Share your comments and join the discussion. Now, let's dig into what makes this bout even more exciting: the contrast of styles. Terence "Bud" Crawford is a superb craftsman, a switch-hitting genius who can fight comfortably from both orthodox and southpaw stances. His versatility, ring IQ, and counter-punching skills have made him a terror for opponents. His movement is swift, his timing is superb, and he can lay traps that drive his adversaries into expensive blunders. On the other hand, Canelo Alvarez is a pressure fighter with planned aggressiveness. He's not simply a power puncher. He's a tactical brawler who applies cerebral pressure, shuts off the ring well, and delivers bone-crushing body punches that wear out his opponents. His head movement has developed dramatically over the years, making him a tricky target to strike cleanly. If you give Canelo an opportunity, he makes you pay brutally. So the big issue is, can Crawford's elegance and quickness outmaneuver Canelo's unrelenting pressure and power? Or will the Mexican superstar prove too powerful, too seasoned, and too overpowering for the naturally smaller Crawford? The verbal sparring begins. As discussions continue, both boxers haven't been bashful in voicing their thoughts. Crawford has called out Canelo for making unreasonable financial demands, adding that if he honestly felt he could win easily, he wouldn't need such a large sum to accept the fight. Canelo, meanwhile, has maintained his typical bravado, rejecting the idea that Crawford is on his level. He's made it clear he's the king of the super middleweight category, and if Crawford wants to challenge him, it won't come cheap. Fans have already begun picking sides. Some feel that Canelo's stature and power will be too much for Crawford, while others say that Bud's tactical genius might see him outbox and frustrate the Mexican star throughout 12 rounds. And let's not forget, boxing history has given us famous instances of tiny boxers stepping up to test larger opponents. Sugar Ray Leonard, Manny Pacquiao, and Floyd Mayweather all stepped up to take on naturally bigger foes and triumphed. Could Crawford add his name to that legendary list? If this battle transpires, what tactics will each fighter need to implement? Crawford's game plan: use his speed advantage to stick and move, stay on the outside, avoid becoming stuck against the ropes, utilize his jab to keep Canelo at bay, mix up angles and adjust postures to confuse Canelo, capitalize on counterpunching possibilities. Canelo's game plan: cut off the ring and drive Crawford into exchanges, work the body early to slow Bud down, close the gap and negate Crawford's movement, time Crawford's counterattack and make him pay with every mistake, apply relentless pressure to wear him down. This is the sort of battle where a single moment of brilliance may flip the tide. Will Canelo land one of his hallmark knockout punches? Or will Crawford put on a masterclass and create history by outboxing the larger man? We've spoken about the reported $600 million value of this battle, but let's go out how those statistics may line up. While no official sum has been agreed upon, Canelo's asking price of $150 million implies that he views himself as the obvious A-side. Crawford, being an unbeaten multi-division winner, will undoubtedly seek a big portion as well. Pay-per-view potential: if this bout is produced, it could likely generate over 2 million PPV buys, bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars in cash. When you include corporate agreements and foreign television rights, the overall revenues might eclipse even the greatest bouts in history. Venue bidding war: locations like Las Vegas, Saudi Arabia, and even at T-Stadium in Texas might be in the mix to host this duel, given the celebrity power involved. Organizers will be seeking for a venue that can handle both the live audience and the tremendous worldwide demand. If all the financial pieces come into place, we could well be seeing the birth of one of the wealthiest battles ever. Could this be a two-fight deal? One fascinating possibility is that this battle might lead to a rematch clause, particularly if the first bout is competitive or contentious. A rematch may take total revenues far above the original $600 million projection, making this one of the most profitable rivalries in boxing history. If Crawford wins, would Canelo want a second shot? If Canelo wins, will Crawford desire revenge? The prospect for a two-fight series would make this much more momentous. We've seen great bouts in boxing history, but this one has the potential to be era-defining. Two uncontested champs, two pound-for-pound greats, a confrontation between speed and skill versus power and pressure. If this bout occurs, it may be one of the greatest events in boxing history, but we're still waiting for an official announcement. So now, we leave it over to you, the fans. Do you believe this battle will truly happen? Who do you suppose has the upper hand? Will Crawford's talent be enough to overturn Canelo's power? Or will Canelo be too large and powerful for Bud? Drop your ideas in the comments. Let's hear your predictions.
Okay, so
At the beginning of the middle of the February or March, yeah.